Okay, very quickly before you get bored, internet ADD and turn off. Anyone who maybe saw my first video, which is fucking massively unlike it. I'm in China, like I said I was going to be. It's completely and utterly mental, but I'm alive, I'm fine, I'm good. I can start hopefully producing a bit more content with a bit more regularity. So, I made a post entitled eSports versus Pro Gaming and Identity Crisis, which was like designed to be inflammatory. I'll see whether it is, maybe not. So, what this will be about is what I think is a bit of an identity crisis between the term esports and the term pro gaming. Why I think those two don't fit together very well. The interchangeable use of both is damaging to the image of whatever it is that we're doing, whatever it is that this is. I think the term pro gaming is way more appropriate and esports is shit. So here's why. I feel that the term sport is used often in an honorific way, kind of in the same vein as the way that we use literature to mean a good book, or a meaningful book, or a fundamentally important book, etc., etc. Same way that art, something can go from being a thing to being art. It's kind of an honorific term that the art community gives it. That's like a theory of aesthetics anyway. But yeah, I kind of agree with that, and I feel that sport is often used in the same way. So we're supposedly aspiring to be a sport by using this term esports, and I feel that the way that this pro gaming thing is going at the moment is very, very much tangential to the way that sports usually function and the way that sport communities usually function. And as such, if we're trying to interest people who aren't involved in the scene already, esports fills their head with a whole bunch of ideas that we don't represent very well, a whole bunch of images that we appear unfavourable in comparison to, and it also misses a lot of the favourable things that we have going for us, because they're things that traditional sports often don't have. So let's think about what we think of as sports. So I'm from England, where the biggest sport is football, soccer. So the way the communities usually work for that is people are very much focused on who's winning in football, who's playing the best. Those players get the most money. People play football, definitely. Like, people will be playing. I play football. People play football. People do funny shit when they play football. Do they make a lot of money from doing that funny shit? No. This is obviously different to the way that money is distributed within the pro gaming scene, where if I open Team Liquid streams, my current, because I'm in crazy China time, current top stream is Dragon. Last person I can think of that was in no Code S players. Daisy was in Code A, right? 74 viewers. So Dragon's making a load of money doing funny shit. Idra makes a lot of money doing possibly funny stuff. Not winning anyway. Code S, Terrans, Code S, Protoss, Code S regularly have like a couple of hundred viewers. Not making much money. Potentially they don't make much money from tournaments either if they don't do that well. They can still be really fucking good at the game. This doesn't really happen with football. I don't know whether it happens with other sports. Maybe it does, where you're from. Please tell me about it if it does. Also, the way that we interact with our sports people is not very sports person-like. We get a lot of fluff, obviously, on Reddit, which is cool. I actually really like it. I find it funny. I like having these little glimpses into people's lives, people having Twitter fights and stuff like that. This happens occasionally in soccer and football, but really, really not very often. It's immediately like stamped out. People are interested in results, and more so with this, people are often interested in personalities and things like that. You can make an absolute fortune just being a personality who plays the game. So these people are pro gamers too, don't get me wrong. Are they sports people though? Probably not. They're not playing competitively often. They're playing to win, sure, but it's kind of the same as like I don't know, having a really funny game of football, like Sunday League, commentated, like everyone laughing at the funny shit that happens. Would that get to the top of our soccer? Probably not. I don't know. At least not for very long. Would it make up the majority of the top 10 of our soccer? Definitely not. So that's a definite difference, I feel. The way the money's distributed, the way the viewership is distributed, the way the interest is distributed. Is that because StarCraft isn't appropriate as a sport? I don't think so at all, actually. I think I play the game. It's about the hardest thing I've ever tried to do is play StarCraft well. I think it's the thing that I want to do in my life that I've failed at most. Even compared to like loads of other serious shit. Like, I'm so bad at the game. I'm diamond. I feel like I'm just like incredibly far away from being good, and I've put in a huge amount of hours. I feel like I'm better at football than I am at StarCraft, and I don't play very much football. Like, I don't even have the fundamental grasp of the game yet, stuff like that. Like, it's ridiculously hard. Like, the skill ceiling is so high, and so much of that is physical. Like, it's athleticism. Being able to use a keyboard and mouse in that way is a physical skill, like, and it's ridiculously difficult. So yeah, it can totally be a sport. The reason why I feel that the community and like the way that this is all heading is so tangential to the way other sports head is because of how actually really, really, really fucking hard it is to explicate what it is that's athletic or skillful about the game if you don't play the game. You watch someone play football, right, and they score a screamer from 40 yards away, you go, oh, that was pretty good. Like, even if you don't play, like, your grandma will be sat there, she'll be like, it's really good. Sit your grandma down and watch her watch Marine King like do some kind of siege tank medivac micro. The reaction is going to be marginally less interested. Maybe even just not interested. I think that's probably much more likely. Being a bit sarcastic, but yeah, you can't demonstrate to someone how that is cool and how that is physically demanding unless they play. I thought about how you might be able to do this, and you could maybe do it on streams and stuff like that, but it would be so hard and it would have to look so different to what we currently are presented with. So something like where after a match you could have short replays of stuff. I don't mean like with the tactics board and everything. And you need some way to like overlay the way that the mouse and the keyboard are moving together, and the boxing and the clicking and blah 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 blah. Really slowly show where the mouse is moving over time. Show a hand doing this, like how they're doing it, synchronizing with the hand on the keyboard, etc., etc. You could maybe make it look kind of beautiful in the way that someone playing the piano is beautiful. But if you don't play the piano and you're watching someone playing Rachmaninoff, the best you're going to get from it is, oh, he's really fast. He must be really good. And that's kind of it. Like, if you play the piano and you watch someone play the piano, then you get a lot more from it. And this is the same. The difference being, if you play the piano, you actually produce something that's beautiful as well. Like, is the fighting in StarCraft, like the battles, are they cool to watch? Definitely cool to watch. Are they cool to watch like 1,000 times? Probably not. What are the kicks that people get out of it? Occasionally there'll be a match where the kick is some kind of massive explosion, i.e. like a nuke going down, like Squirtle doing the Vortex against MVP. They were like visually cool. But usually what you get kicks out of is like some cool micro or like really solid macro or whatever. And this is so hard to demonstrate the coolness of to someone who doesn't play the game. That's a problem for the whole sports thing. Like, until someone figures out a way to do that, then it's never going to appeal to people who aren't already at least a little bit interested in video games. That's my honest opinion. Like, that is the ceiling at the moment. Maybe a few people have got interested through other people's enthusiasm. Like, if you respect someone highly and they're enthusiastic about it, you'll maybe give it a go. Are you going to stumble in and watch, you stumble into a bar and you see a Codex game going on, and you'll be enthralled by like the amazing skills that you're seeing. No, you'll just be like, what the fuck is this? It's like fucking War of the Worlds on TV, and I'm absolutely shit and I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to go outside and throw up. That's probably what your response would be. You wouldn't want to see what's, follow this even more. You'd probably just want to leave immediately. Maybe I'm totally wrong on this. I'd be interested to see what people think. But esports, the term esports, using it to describe what's happening here is kind of clutching at something that we're not even remotely similar to, and we're not heading in that direction. We're heading in another direction, which is definitely pro gaming. Like, that is what's going on. Like, people are playing games professionally. They're either winning tournaments or they're having popular streams. They're doing funny stuff. Like, they're popular community figures, like interesting personalities. It's all to do with the game, and they're professionals, but they're not necessarily sporting professionals. They're not all athletes either, and that's totally fine. Like, I can see why people are, want to be considered a sport. Like, when you want to feel like you're part of a movement, and the term esports definitely has that sort of feel to it. I just feel like it's a bit inappropriate, and I worry that from an external viewpoint, it seemed really lame, like, as a name. And you need to be proud of the things that we have going for us that aren't sport related, that are game related. The social side of it, the way you can just pick it up and play anytime you want, which isn't like a sport. Even if you want to go play football, you've got to get some people together. Do we have a matchmaking system for playing football in the field? No, we don't. Like, that would be cool, but we don't. I can get in 3 a.m. in the morning, sit down and play as many games of StarCraft as I want with people from all over the world, and that is really cool. All sorts of other elements, the way we can balance it, the way you can, the fairness of it, the purity of the, like, literally outthinking someone else, and there's none of these external variables, or very few of them compared to a lot of other things. All these things are really cool, but all those things that make it cool are inherently quite nerdy. Like, if you're going to appreciate that, you have to kind of have a little bit of a sort of geeky side. I get a lot of kicks out of just the fact that you are literally outthinking someone if you win. They haven't really got lucky. Sometimes they get lucky, but quite often you can make a case for, like, the best player wins with great regularity compared to a lot of other things, and that's really cool. The fact that you can play whenever you want, the fact that your skill is sort of ranked, like, all these things we have going for us aren't to do with sports. Like, they're not the same. We don't make enough out of them, I feel. And run with the personality thing, like, totally. I feel like we should be running, like, occasionally there's a big kick-off in our StarCraft about how it's just fluff on the top. It's a lot of people are here for the fluff. Like, I'm partially here for the fluff. I enjoy those sort of posts. They're funny. Do I just want the list of, like, the results and stuff like that? It'd probably be less interesting. That's what I think. Like, I think esports is a term. It's very catchy. It's got that movement feel to it. Sponsors probably like it at the moment. Is it going to win any more fans, and is it an appropriate term? I don't think so. So it'll be interesting to see what everyone thinks. Let me know. You might all be bullshit.